Okay, we left off, we completed the HTML for our FlexBox website, and we already linked up our site.css. Now, safe to say, I just want to make sure that I linked it up without error. So I always do something silly like background color of yellow and just make sure that everything on the body goes background color yellow. That way I know my external CSS is linked up correctly. We'll kind of start off the CSS with just general rules. And as we learned in this class, box sizing border box changes the calculation, how calculations are completed to calculate the width of our box model elements. And so we kind of understand the benefit of changing that rule. On the root of the page, we'll make the font 12-point Arial sans serif. So we got an Arial font, 12 points, and we will zero out the margin and padding on the body. And then we jump right into the header section. And so the first thing that we style is a class of header. Now if you remember, the class of header is just on our header tag. So on our header tag, we're going to tell it to display flex. And it's already going to be a row, but we'll say flex direction row. Justify content on the flex start. And align items center. So keep in mind, justify content is on your main axis, align items is on your cross axis. And so we can begin to see things forming in line. I got to kind of zoom out to show it, because right now my images are still huge. But we at least get everything looking almost like it would be floating. They're all in line. Again, once I scale these images down, it'll look better. So if we then target header logo, give it a width, give it a height, 5 pixels of margin all around. And that shrinks down my header logo. Again, looking at header logo, that's this image right here. The next one is header text, which is the H1 with an anchor tag inside of it. So class of header text. Give it a little bit of padding and a flex shrink. As we start dealing with flex basis, elements will grow and shrink based on these numbers. Just kind of showing it as it goes along here, rule by rule. So that was the header text. Anchor tag inside of the header text. Text decoration none. And is change it to black, so our anchor tag is now black instead of purple. Moving right along. We got the search form. Now let's take a look at what search form is. Search form. Header search form. So it's the form tag. So we're targeting the form tag here. Flex basis, again, keep in mind that's setting the width of 50%. Flex grow of 1, margin right 1em. Might as well finish off the last couple. There's 2 more. Header search box, width of 100%, height of 3ems, padding 0.5ems. And now we target those last 2 images, which are the header account and the header cart, and we scale those images down. Width 50 pixels, height 50 pixels, margin of 5 pixels. Just taking a glance. Now everything's shrunk down to where it fits reasonably on one line. The search box is 50%. These images don't really have to resize or be responsive images because they're small enough. So that is your general CSS up at the top. General CSS rules, and your header CSS to get the header section styled using FlexBox.